Rainy days. It's Comics and Shots, a completely improvised, semi-comedic music by Howard Stern's Mick the Nerd, aka YouTube and TikTok's Mick the Man, aka Mick the Maverick, aka a guy whose lamp is pretty bright. But I started recording late for a reason, and that was catching up on The Boys Season 4. Today's subject, The Boys Season 4. Wow, man. It's really amazing to say that one of the best live-action superhero dramas I've ever seen is based on probably Garth Ennis's worst long-running series, objectively. Yeah. Like, it started out good, the Boys comic, but it just kind of meandered. And it's like, oh man, look, it's the handicapped superhero team. This is good for 4 issues. Yeah, let's not even bother giving A-Train a character in the comics. In the show, he's got a character. There's like a dark past to him. It's pretty interesting. Comic book A-Train was boring as shit. Comic book A-Train was boring. He's just a dick. He's just the Flash if he's a dick. And, you know, Soldier Boy in the comics was just, what if Captain America was as lame? Whereas in the show, he's a straight up, like, radicalized, like, you know, hyper jingoistic soldier character. Works a lot better. Yeah. But man, on to season 4 specifically. Oh boy. Oh man, I don't know how the boys are gonna get out of this one. Especially with Butcher going full, like, John Hamm on us. Ooh. With the tentacles and frickin' everything, dear God. Like, in the comics, when he full-on betrayed the boys, it felt a little random. Like, when he killed, like, Frenchie and the female of the species, it kind of felt like we ran out of stories, so, like, Butcher just started killing everybody. In this, we slowly saw him change from, like, a good man who did bad things to someone who just let the darkness take hold, you know? In the comics, though, it's like Butcher is just as bad as Homelander, full stop, that's it. And is basically using the death of his wife to, you know, do bad stuff. At least that's what it turned out to be. Early on, it seemed like he had a heart, but once again, the Boys series kind of just went in a weird direction. Maeve was also done better in the show, too, and, like, primarily because they didn't just make her like this baby machine, essentially, in the comics. She was kind of a baby machine in the comics. That felt kind of weird. She fucked Stan Lee to get me and had Blarney cock. What? Okay. I don't know. In the show, she kind of like, you know... They go faster into the anti-hero route because, you know, she's just as much a victim of the celebrity culture as everyone else in the 7. Yeah. Yeah, and Ryan. Oh, Butcher. You fucked that up something fast. You and Mallory. Like, that was not gonna work. Trying to train him against his own father, basically threatening to trap him there, like the exact same way John Homelander was. Yeah, no, bad idea. Oh. Mallory, I thought you were the smart one. Oh boy. Yeah. And it ends once again with the boys pretty much losing and Homelander having the upper hand. Superheroes are deputized throughout the nation, you know. Soldier Boy is gonna be unfrozen, probably. That's gonna be a crazy thing. Oh boy. Man. Frenchie is brainwashed by what's-her-face, Kate, from Gen V. Also, you had to watch Gen V before this season. Will there be a Gen V season 2? I hope so. That was fun. Will Butcher be redeemed? That's the question. I mean, was it even fair that he went evil, or that he just let one of his alters take over, you know? His alter that was just in charge of the Gen V, like the Compound V powered cancer. Compound V is probably like, it beats Smile in terms of blessed with suck superpowers. Because, like, the only safe way to get it is when you're a baby. If you're an adult, that's pretty much from what I've seen. If you're an adult, like, all sorts of crazy shit can happen. And, dear God, if you're sick, oh boy, that's not the cure-all. Shown by poor Simon Pegg. That episode was so sad. But it's also kind of interesting because right before the ending of season 4, Huey makes this big speech about how violence isn't brave, and that shouldn't be the way we go things. And they try to do that, and when Butcher just kills Newman, it fucks everything up for them. So it feels like an anti-hero story that's criticizing anti-heroes. Yes! Thank you! That's the main point of anti-heroes. Them heroes murdering people is a bad thing. And the fact that we have one that actually acknowledges that is just such a breath of fresh air. Seriously, some of Punisher just gets so stupid. Like, with how he just brutally murders people, and it's like, oh, this is allowed, this is okay. This is the right thing to do. No, it's not. Someone arrest the Punisher, please. It's weird. It's funny, because, like, Butcher is based on Punisher, and he ends up, like, being criticized all the time. Well, in the show he does. In the comics, he was kind of he was a little bit of a Gary Stu early on, always seen as right. It was really annoying. Yeah. Also, his design was not that different from Punisher. It was a skull off from looking like the Punisher. Yeah. But yeah, I love season 4. Can't wait for the final season. Also, another thing about this being one of the best live-action super dramas, only 8 episodes. That's all you need. Really, like The Flash, it was like some of the 20-episode seasons. No, God, no. Too much. Like, it's like, I know the idea is like to have them fight a different like thing every week, but the special effects budget was not enough up to snuff for most of those villains. If the Flash had the treatment of the boys got, that would be great, man. What can you do? Yeah, what can you do? With that, like, comment, and subscribe. Donate if you're feeling nice. Share it with a bear. And always remember, praise be to the blood elk, fear the stabbopotamus, and death the Kronos. Also, Love Sausage somehow survived. I guess regenerating dick is one of his powers. Good for him. Although, wasn't he a friend of the boys in the comics? Loose adaptation. Have a night, folks.